welcome back to the channel. This afternoon we're down in Dick Lovett's Motorrad in Bristol, where we come for a chat with and see what on her bike is doing a chat today at 1:30, so we'll see what goes on here today. So come with us on a trip around Dick Lovett's in Bristol. Quite like that. But as usual, don't have my size. So as usual, fancy a top, never have my size. I'll fault it. Well done, BMW.
Drive me mad.
Yeah.
I think we met briefly at the Overland last year.
What's that?
I think we met briefly at the Overland last year.
Probably, yeah. Yeah, I wish they do well.
I'm with a gentleman riding that bike from all the way from Alabama. And obviously we did a plane to boat halfway because you can let you swim. But he's travelling around the world currently on his bike. So we'll see what he talks about in a minute. Now this is the one they're all screaming about at the moment. This is the new 450.
Is it looking at something for like touring and like commuting and all that?
Isn't it a bad looking bike?
I just want to know what it's how it's gonna feel sitting on it.
Yeah, I get that.
Get my feet to the ground or something.
So just managed to purchase a long sleeve t-shirt for myself. I actually had a double extra large and something that actually fitted me. So I had £10 off in that I bought my bike from Dick Lovett, so it's not too bad. Can't whinge at discounts. So we'll just hang around now and see what the talk's about this afternoon in an hour's time. And we got this funky electric thing which I have no idea what are you going to do with that thing, because that seat definitely doesn't look comfortable. Some nice looking suits, but just none of my size. I'm going to tell you when you on my bike next. My motors aren't exactly the best things. What I do. It's still a 6-month wait in this thing. Fuselage, nice 1150. Harks back to my first ever GS. Very nice. We've got a Norden, don't see many of them. Oh look, there's a gold Buffalo sticker on the front of it. It's a Gabbana 901. Don't see many of them about either. We've got plenty of Buffalo stickers. We've got the Bear 650. Again, don't see many of them about either. We've got a little bit of Aprilia Superbike followed by your Terrani over there.
Thank you all for coming, and thank you BMW for having me here. This is my, I think, first presentation in the UK at the dealer, so thank you Rick for arranging it all, and also thank you Brenda and Rick for having me at your place yesterday. We had a wonderful dinner. Well, like we go way back. I don't even know how to refer to you guys. We met in like Germany, South Africa, Canada, US, Poland, like all of it. Then Zev we met in 2017 in Tajikistan. So truly means a lot to me. So thank you all for coming here. You'll be my, I'll be testing my presentation for the ABR with you. So if you have any suggestions after, because this took me a long time to present. I know it's not going to look like it took me a long time, but actually it was a lot of, many weeks of actually coming up with something smart, like is something that will stay with you, right? So it won't be a presentation about my travels and where I go, what I've seen, because what do you say when you're 9 years on the road? So I want to focus on this presentation on what it takes to travel solo, what is the most stressful thing when you're on the road, and how to deal with that stress, and and how I lost my mind at the end. Because obviously you didn't come here for this beautiful sunset. Wait, have a good slide. Right. So most of my travels actually is drama free. I'm the magnet for I'm the anti-magnet for drama. Truly, you know, sometimes you meet people and they attract that drama, and there's always something going wrong with on their journey. And for me, I must say, most of my time it's really stressless. I will tell you what stresses I face. And of course, nothing can be smooth. It can be what you call it, like sunshine and rainbows. But sorry, I'm still learning. No. So, of course, it's not always smooth sailing. Especially as a solo traveler, you are on your own and you have to figure out everything, by yourself. And you cannot count on anyone. You're doing it all by yourself, and I wouldn't do it any other way, and I'll tell you in a second why. But it's not the smooth sailing that shapes you, but the hard moments truly mold you, they make you stronger. So I'm going to talk about the hard bits today. But let's start from the beginning. That's me in Poland. I know, you wouldn't tell, but right? I had a very different haircut at the time. So I just want to mention, how it all started. So I've been riding bikes since I was 16. And I'm sure a lot of you who started in the 90s and prior to this, there was no adventure bikes, so we all were on the road bikes, right? So I went through a phase of sports bikes, naked bikes, all of that. And 20 years ago, I immigrated to Australia. I'm a civil engineer, so I finished my university in Poland, and then I immigrated to Australia. I did another master's in civil structural engineering. I specialize in concrete. Any concrete people here? No? What a shame. But I'm not going to mention it. I'm not going to talk about concrete because we're going to be here like 2 hours, right? So when I immigrated to Australia, I got married there. I had a great career, and that was the time when I switched to ADV. In 2013, I took off for a solo trip around Australia because that was my biggest dream. At that time, I didn't know how to ride off-road. I had no skills off-road. I never camped by myself. I've never done solo riding by myself. And the only reason I went by myself was because my husband at the time didn't ride. Because I'm like, if I'm going to wait for someone to come with me, I might as well do it myself. I had to learn how to pick up my bike. I had to learn, everything was just so new. But once I did this trip, I realized that solo traveling is something that I really dig, like something that gives me this unconditional freedom. And and that was sort of that was that little seed that was sitting in my mind that maybe one day I could do like a big overland trip. But because you caught up with life, marriage, mortgage, all of that, you just keep going with life. And then sorry, I'm going to get it. Okay, I can say this. No. It's so sensitive. Okay, got it. In 2015, I had a head-on collision with a car. And the way I look at my life, that was the end of my first life and the beginning of the new one. It was a very traumatic in the beginning because it all started with this accident. So the girl was an experienced driver, and she just She just took, it was wet, she applied brakes and she just like blocked her wheels and came straight at me. It happened in a corner on a mountain road. Actually I said hello because you don't see it, but like there, she could actually just go off the road if she wouldn't stop at me, basically, at my bike. And you know what's interesting? Recently, when I was in Colombia, there was this girl who did a tarot reading for me, right? And she goes, you know, there was a day when you meant to die, but the only thing that saved you was you went out of your body. I'm like, you know how I remember this accident? I remember, okay, the car is coming, my brain registers it's going to die, and then the crash and the, you know, it's seconds, right? I see it from above. I don't see it like that. I see it from above, and then of course you roll on the road. I broke my hand, broke my leg. I had massive post-traumatic stress. I could see this guy coming over and over and over and over. And within 4 months, my marriage fell apart. I had an extremely stressful job at the time. I was managing 150 trucks and 150 drivers and 100 phone calls per day. Every phone call was a problem to solve. And trucks were concrete trucks, by the way. So when things go wrong with a concrete truck, you get 2 hours to fix it because you know you're going to lose your load. It's a long story with the concrete trucks, but don't get me started on it. So literally a phone call, and I crawl under my desk, and I had a complete meltdown because I just couldn't do this job anymore. So then it promoted me. Thank goodness. I got a much less stressful job for way a lot of money. But that was the time when I could start thinking about what's next. Right? I was treated for depression because it's called situational depression, where too many things are happening in your life, like relationship, health, passion, you know, PTSD, all of that at the same time. And I could not even see myself being back on the bike, but I said to my psychologist, I don't know how you do it. You gotta get me on the bike. I cannot live without it. I don't know how you're gonna do it because I'm so scared. And she goes, you're already halfway there. Because if you have a head-on collision with a car, 95% riders do not go back on bikes because your brain registered you're going to die. It's different when someone hits you from the back, right? But it's that moment when you think you're going to die, that's when the PTSD kicks in and you don't want to do it anymore. So it was a long process for me to get back on the bike, but I finally did, and I bought Chile. Yeah. Yes. You know Chile? Yeah. So at the end of 2015, I bought Chile, and I could not ride her. I had to learn how to ride a motorcycle. My body was so seized, so paralyzed, I could not even turn. Like I was turning at the traffic lights like this. Like my whole body couldn't even move. So then I had to learn how to ride again, and then I got a payout from my injuries. And in Australia, it's a lot of money. I'm like, that's it. No husband to hold me down. No job can wait. I can always go back to concrete. I have the time. I have the money. Like that's it. This is now or never moment, right? So I'm leaving, and off I went with Chile. So Chile is my recovery bike. It's my divorce bike. It's my run the world bike. She's a legend. This is our route. So we started in Australia. I shipped her on the plane to Korea. From Korea, we caught a ferry to Vladivostok. We rode through Siberia, Mongolia, all the steppes, Europe. From Europe, I caught a cargo ship. That was great shipping. From Italy to Israel, 800 euros. You're on the cargo ship with the cabin and food, and your bike is on the ship. That was before COVID, right? So you could get that, and then you do Israel, and then you cross to Jordan. From Jordan, I crossed the sea. We had this discussion about it. 12-hour border crossing. But I got to Egypt. I got stuck in COVID in Africa, so I was there in total 3 years. But the last 2 in COVID, from there to there, from Morocco to Angola was closed. That's why I didn't do the rest of Africa. But I thought, okay, after 3 years in Africa, I need to get out of here. I need to move on with my journey. So I shifted to Canada. I spent 3 years in North America, and now Chile is in French Guiana. And This is how I traveled. From there to that, 9 months. So I think to get, to do all of it, because I want to do all the countries, it will take me 3 years to get to Argentina, the way I go. I'll tell you in a second why. It's taking me so long. So this is Julie's mileage, right? 121 miles, and her engine is still in perfect shape. I recently have done a service on her, and the mechanic in Colombia said, wow, like she's like no engine rebuilt for a long time. But I think, the reason why she's doing so well is I use her all the time. She's never, she's not in the garage for winter or whatever. She's continuously used long distance, and I think that's the best thing you can do for the engine. So that's why I think overland bikes tend to last a little, but you have just less issues with them if you continuously use them, So yeah, so I'm not even considering getting a new bike. It's very nice, to fly in and test media bikes. I truly enjoy it, they're amazing. But for the roundabout trip, Chile and I were like this. So what is the hardest part? I tell you. How many overlands do you have here? I know you guys you've done overland traveling. Don't you agree that the hardest is to start, right?
Yep.
Because once you're on the road, everything just falls into place, and but the hardest, just to make that call, and it doesn't have to be like 9 years on the road, like you're leaving your house for 9 years and you're not coming back, that would just like crazy, right? But like 2 years, 2 weeks, few months, as long, the goal is the same, like to leave your comfort zone, to leave what you know and just taste that freedom, right? That going to the unknown, where that's very addictive, isn't it? Once you taste it, it's very hard to stop, we know. We keep going, right? So, and then you're going to have a lot of people to tell you, don't go there because it's dangerous. Have you been there? No. So how would you know? That's my answer. That's my question answer. Only listen to people who've done it, because if they've done it, they will encourage you and they will tell you, if I've done it, why wouldn't you, right? So don't feel discouraged. But that is the hardest part, to push through. Yeah, to push through all these ideas of people who will project your fears on you, right? But yeah, you just need to stay focused on all. And once you're on the road, everything just works, right? Now we're going to the section how I lost my mind. So, I'm sure we all agree here that bikes are the best healers. They help us with anxiety, depression. I'm the true example of that. When you're on those windy roads or riding off-road, there's nothing else you can focus on, right? You have to be focused on what's ahead of you, and you have to make quick decisions, right? And that's that fact that you have to be so present, keep our brain young. Look at us, like we're all so young in our head, no matter what, like riders don't age. Our body may age, but here is very sharp. It's like a secret solution for not getting old. Really, truly, we have to keep going forever, guys, forever. And but sometimes you're on those rides, long rides, where it's really boring and there's nothing, right? So you with your thoughts a lot when you're solo, like there's no one to talk to, right? So I talk to Chile a lot. Do you talk to your bikes? Sometimes? Do they reply to you? Chile replies to me. We talk a lot, we make decisions together. She's got a little bit of attitude problem. I don't know where she got it from. She's very cheeky. And she really just talks like this. And, but I took it to another level. I talk to my gear, my cameras, my tent, my tires, my pillow, trees, you name it, I talk to everything. And they all replied. So, apparently, I have Wilson syndrome.
This is like customary experience. Where is my Wilson? Wilson, you have to find a Wilson.
So basically, it's a true story. I had no idea. I really thought I'm a little bit, but Oh, that's actually the last shot. But anyway, I want to go back to Wilson syndrome. So apparently, if we need a connection with human, that's how we design. We're wired this way. So if there are no human around, our brains, basically the objects step up to keep us company. And this is like a survival sort of outcome. I don't know how to say it. So it's actually quite normal. When you're alone for too long, that's how your brain deals with loneliness. So yeah, it's not, these days I'm not very lonely. There's always someone to talk to, hey? Something.